Day 4 here at the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde. What a day 4. We have got through the double eliminations. It's been amazing. One of the main stories, Airon Cosolino was kicked out in the single elimination early on by James Carew. He's come all the way up through the doubles, going through riders like Matthew Lopez, beating James, claiming his revenge, and then he had to meet the wizard, Mito Monteiro. This is Mito's home break. It was one of the best finals we've seen, but Mito managing to put together a few bows, a few better turns, and crowning himself with the keys of the castle of Punta Preta.
But then Mito come to me to say, yeah man, I wait you in the final, I'm gonna be there, this thing is gonna stay in Cabo Verde. So that motivation, I keep it for go until now.
I'm super happy, you know, like to win here in Punta Preta and to have this final with Airon. So nice, you know, so I just have fun on the water.
On the ladies' side, we have had some action-packed heats. Ines Correa, local girl here from Punta Preta, but originally coming from Portugal. You can really see the local knowledge, allowing herself to get those turns to get her those higher points. She made it all the way through, securing a second position and then going up against Muna White to see if she can force that super final. But the Hawaiian Muna White getting those extra maneuvers that has given her the first position here in Cape Verde and crowning herself champion in the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde.
It feels amazing to take the win here for the second year in a row. It was definitely a tough battle. A lot of the girls were ripping and Ines was on fire the whole day, so it was a tough one, but I'm really glad to come up on top.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido, ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
And what a day two we've had. We've got through the single elimination. In the men's, Mito Monteiro winning at his home break. He's been unstoppable. Barrel after barrel, vertical turns. That's why he has taken this event. In second position, James Carew coming all the way up through the single, kicking out the likes of Sebastian Ribeiro and Erto Cosolino to go up against Mito in that super final. In third position, Machu Lopez, backside riding, absolutely destroying Punta Preta. And then the surprise rider in this event, Francesco Capuzzo, backside riding, incredible vertical turns, but unfortunately going down against Machu. Then on the ladies, we've had the queen, Muna White, coming back from an injury. Has had a bulging disc for the last 3 events, coming back strong and taking the win. She went to take on the event, and then Joanna Caterina came in second. Charlotte Carpentier in third, really good result for her. And then in fourth position was Frances Kelly from Canada. Welcome everybody to the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here on the island of Sal in Cape Verde. As you can see behind me, we have perfect conditions. This is the start we wanted to this year. We have 39 male riders and 13 women riders battling it out from all countries over the world to crown themselves the champion of Cape Verde.
I'm here in Punta Preta. It's one of the best spots in the world for kite, surf and windsurf, you know, all the nautic sport. So the nice thing of this sport, because the wave he breaks really close to the rock, but it means close to the rock, but there is some safe distance. The waves start to break like really far away down there, and then it goes till down there on the beach. So it's around, we can say like 1.5 kilometers of wave. So this is really nice because you have some nice barrel, the wind is a little bit side off, sometimes side shore as well. So then he gives you the chance to do much as possible maneuver on the wave.
Highlights of the day, Paulino Pereira, 9.7. He got one of the best barrels we've seen so far on tour. Then also local riders, the talent here is amazing. Titi Lopez kicking guys out like Pedro Matos going through all the way to round 3. And then of course, Mito Monteiro showing why he is one of the hardest locals here at Punta Preta with just consistency turn after turn. It's been amazing to see. We've had such a good day 1. I can't wait to see day 2. the most technical difficulty with the best style maneuver that these guys can pull off. And also we will have the girls trying to push the levels of the freestyle as well. So in heat number 1, we will be coming up very soon. We will have Elvis Nunes, Sandro Pisu, Jaris de Olmo, Bernardo Barros, and Kiko Roy. Okay, here we have Jaris de Olmo front and center. This is the Italian rider, one of the most talented freestylers we have out there, improving hugely. He had an absolutely great event in Brazil. So sorry about that, we just had some technical difficulties here starting the live stream, but looks like we're on a roll now. So as you can see, we're here at Kite Beach. Kite Beach is one of the nicest locations here on the island of Sal. This is where Mito Monteiro and Josh Silva have their center. Everything you need. You have all the F1 kites, every single board you can dream for. The restaurant is really, really nice. You can just sit on the beach, have that cool beer, just look out at the sea, and then go and have a session, and then repeat and repeat and repeat. I mean, this is definitely a holiday destination in Cape Verde. Okay, so we're going to start here. So as you can see, the red flag is up. What that means is we have 1 minute until the next rider is going to be going on the water. We have the local guy, Elvis Nunes. Elvis Nunes is known for his height. He's known for his power. He's known for his style. Obviously, being a local here has that little information. There we have him front and center, getting ready, just, you know, chilling out on the shore, getting his feet wet. Let's see what he will bring us here for the first trick of the super session of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cape Verde. Okay, so yellow flag is up, so that means Elvis Nunes is going to power through there. You can see him with his Peter Lin kite, getting some power. So they have a minute to do a maneuver. There you go, nice little rodeo, getting some height, looping the kite on the way down, coming down, landing a little bit slowly. Obviously, the judges will deduct points for that. And talking about judges, I'm sitting here with Alvaro Onieva, one of our judges from the team. Alvaro, can you give us a little insight on that maneuver and what would you be scoring?
Hi everybody. These conditions, as you said, it's they're like the mecca of the strapless freestyle, and yeah, it's just amazing out there how good it is to perform those tricks. We just seen now rodeo for Nunes. It's they now here again like a bore off, but I don't think that was his turn. I mean, it's a maneuver that it takes now a rodeo front row. Not a good landing though, but yeah.
Okay, so coming up next, we will see Sandro Pisu going out onto the water. So we will get, as you saw, the scores coming in there from Nunes at 3.47. Obviously, rodeo. Quite a simple, I mean, I say simple for the best of the world in the water. Simple maneuver. What it consists is pop off the water, jump up. You grab that board with your front hand, stick it in between your legs, direct the kite forward so you get that elevation and that lift. Land down. There's two ways to land in these strapless maneuvers. The one that they use the most is normally landing with a kite loop, so it gives them a bit of sustentation. And then if not, you will be landing just straight full power on. Here we can see Sandro Piso just coming in there, doing a little bit of a board off, a feet drag. But unfortunately, I think we couldn't quite grab his first trick there. Obviously, the cameraman couldn't make it that one. So as you can see, he has a 2.87, and we will get some information for you guys what that maneuver was. So now coming up next is Yadis de Olmo, yellow kite going out in the middle of your screen. So here you can see Jadis de Olmo he has a minute to perform that trick. So let's see what he's got for us. And coming up next, we have Bernardo Barros, the slingshot rider here, local from Cape Verde, coming in switch stance, getting some power. He's hungry. Let's see what he's got for us. Toe side, air reverse. Yeah, nice little ollie out. So yeah, that's going to be a good trick. Alvaro, quite a basic trick. It's going to be in the lower scoring maneuvers. Probably a little bit better than that rodeo from Elvis, I would say. How would you score that?
Well, I couldn't. These are considering to the air tricks familiar. It wasn't that big. Also, it only was a 180 rotation on the air. So I will, on my opinion, I think they a little bit under the rodeo. The rodeo, as you said, you grab it with the legs, but it's still there is some difficulty, a bit more difficulty just to just do the board off, put it on the legs, and then the landing.
Okay, yeah, so good insight here from our judge Alvaro. And
front and center, we have the Spaniard Kiko Royd. Kiko Royd, one of the most progressive, rookie on tour, very talented freestyle rider. We've seen him getting used to the waves, which isn't his strong point at the moment. This is what this tour is about. We want to make the most complete rider out there. So that is the person who can perform in all different types of competitions and conditions. So if it's wave, if it's miss, if it's flat, if it's perfect waves, that is how we would create the world champion. It's Kiko Royd, front wall with a 1 foot, nice and simple. Obviously just getting some scores on the board, but that is a good score from Kiko Royd. So that would be the first round completed. So now every single rider of that heat has their second attempt. They have 3 attempts in this heat, and then the top move is their score, and the top 2 riders of the heat will go through to the next round. There you go, 6.03. So that is the highest score so far in this heat. Obviously, Kiko Royd, living in Tarifa, very good freestyler. He has some of the biggest maneuvers we've seen so far. Nice to see him mixing it up, and very good to see these freestyle riders getting better in the waves to become that more complete rider and take a hit at the title of the world champion. Interesting to see. So a few days ago we were at perfect right-hander point break wave. So these guys were surfing. It was 100% surfing, 100% performance on a wave. So basically what the judges were looking for, as we've been mentioning, the verticality, the barrels, the turns, the slashes, you know, hitting that lip and performing on the wave. And now they've had to completely change literally a 180 and come onto a flat, choppy conditions and perform more the freestyle maneuvers, where they will be scored based on the execution, power, style. Here we have, talking about style, Elvis Nunes, a little feet drag there, using the kite loop to keep himself in the air. Good power, nice one for the crowd, but he's going to need to go for those bigger maneuvers if he wants to get through to the next round here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what on the freestyle strap list, that's what we're looking for. Seeing guys like flying high, doing combinations of board offs, kite loops up there, taking some risk. But yeah, we'll see through the heats a better show, that's for sure.
So coming up next will be the Italian Sandro Piso. Sandro Piso put in a solid performance in the waves, and he is here freestyling. He's one of the better freestylers we have, so a very complete rider. Here you have him front and center, the current Italian wave champion. Let's see how he can perform in these freestyles maneuvers. Going switch stand, so let's see what he's got. Breaking the board, he's looking for that chop so he can eye off the top of the chop. Maybe an air reverse, maybe a reverse 3. Air reverse, looking for the handle pass. Good attempt there, little bit slow. We want to see more determination. We want to see them going faster. The judges will score that risk factor. The risk factor is when you see the riders are committed and they are going full out for a maneuver. Going slow like that won't quite cut it in these heats here at the Strapless Super Session. There we have Yaris De Olmo from Italy, eyeing down his section, seeing if he's ready. Looks like he is. He's waiting for his flag to go up. There's the flag. Let's coming in with speed. That you can. The riders are using the chop here to get that little ollie. The wind is a little bit. It's a little bit slow. It's not as strong as expected, but obviously during the day it is going to push up harder and harder. Hopefully we see these guys going higher and higher, like we saw in Brazil. Ceará, what an event. We had some of the highest scoring heats in the history. Airon Cosolino and Camille Delanois absolutely killing it. Both of them performing some of the biggest maneuvers we've seen, just going to the sky, spinning the board round, kite looping, full commitment, and what an event to remember. And talking about events to remember, the waves and the conditions that we've had, it just shows how complete Cape Verde is. You've had perfect point break waves. We've got awesome strapless conditions here. Little bit of choppy, nice and sunny. You can see Yadis there, unfortunately, ran through his minute without doing the maneuver, so he has lost the opportunity for that second trick. I can see Barros. Unfortunately, you didn't see that on your screen, but I can see it off of the left-hand side of the booth here. He performed a grab back roll off of the wave. Not too big, nice and powerful though. So I presume maybe in the 3.5, 4, Alvaro.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't see the trick right here, but yeah, look at that, they're performing. I think they need a little bit more of wind just to get higher, but yeah, they're performing well so far.
Alvaro, so you've been judging for a few years now, and you're one of the veterans here on tour. When it comes to these light conditions, obviously I presume you have to adjust the scale a bit, and knowing the technical difficulty it is to achieve height in these light wind conditions.
You always adapt. This is something we always have in consideration. Adapt the scale regarding the conditions. We understand that the conditions at the moment you cannot boost as high, so we're looking more for technical maneuvers. Yeah, he's Kiko Roig looking for the section. Just try to boost with the kite. It's coming back now.
Yeah, Kiko Roig from Spain, the youngster, the rookie of the tour. What is he going to come and perform on this second trick? He's got a 6, so he's in the lead of the heat at the moment with that front roll, 1 foot. Will we see that front tic-tac? Front shove it. Almost catching the landing. Unfortunately, you could just see the board getting away from him there. Good to see the stepping in the game up a bit. I mean, a front shove it, that's normally in what, the 7-point range if it's landed perfectly. Little bit slow still. You can see the light wind conditions, but interesting to see how the judges. I don't think that would that count as a crash for you, Alvaro?
It's really borderline. It's he really like went back through the with the back, and then he's sinking to the water and then come out. So it's really yeah, they took in. Did it count it at the end or no?
It did. I can see the judges here on my right hand side. They have said it has been counted. That was a big butt check, body check if I'm calling it, and that means what happens is they would take 50% of the score off completely. So you could see that would have been a high scoring maneuver, but unfortunately because he did land on his butt there it means that he only gets 50%. So still Kiko Roig in the lead at the moment with that 6.08 if memory serves me well. Good riding from the Spaniard. And here we have Elvis Nunes. This will be his third attempt. It's do or die. This is the moment to be able to get through to that final at the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Super Session for freestyle on Kite Beach. Elvis Nunes from Cape Verde with the Peter Ling kite, coming in with power. He has done an amazing surf event. Let's see if he can complete this whole event and also get a good freestyle. There we go, a rodeo again. We saw that on the first one. Obviously he wanted to improve his score better, but still quite an easy maneuver. If he's, you're out against some of the other guys, you can see him there doing that air reverse. Maybe something to mix it up like that would have been better. Alvaro, what do you reckon about that?
Definitely, this rodeo was bigger than his first one. It was more control. Was also bigger, but yeah, he needs more technical maneuvers in order to score higher.
Technical maneuvers. It's all about the technical difficulty, execution, the power, the style, how they float, the commitment, the wow factor. All these things the judges have to take that into one big score, and those are the numbers that they put out. The job of a judge is not an easy feat. And Alvaro, after hours and hours looking at these guys, you guys have a hard job, eh?
Yeah, sometimes it's tough. I mean, being on the tower for 7 hours, being attention, focus all the time on the quality, on the vision. It's definitely a tough job, but yeah, it's something we're used to, and yeah, we're happy to be getting involved in such a tour, and yeah, on the whole structures. and yeah, and it's just the whole vibe. It's really good.
You can see there on the water just before Sandro Piso not quite making that front roll. Strapless riding, the lighter the wind, the harder it is, because they use the wind to position the board and keep it on your feet. So what they do is they point the board into the wind, use it to go up against your feet at all times of the maneuver, and that's what allows them not to have straps and to perform. You can see Yaris is one of the lighter riders here. Hopefully he'll be able to, I think he's looking for that kicker on the outside. We want to see some height. All the maneuvers so far have been quite low, but again, we will mention the conditions are hard out there, very light conditions, still suitable, but during the day we reckon it's going to be pushing up, and we will see these guys go sky high. Here we have Yaris de Olmo from Italy powering into the front of your screen. Dale, vamos, vai. A little karate kick. You can see Yaris, obviously, I think he was maybe going for a no grab back roll. You can see him position himself into the wind, getting that board round. Unfortunately, not quite getting the rotation he wanted for. So yeah, Alvaro, tell us a little bit about that move. In your opinion, what would he have been aiming for?
Well, this is exactly as you mean. When the conditions are light, it's really hard to stay with the board on your feet. So yeah, it's tricky. I think he went for a back roll, but he missed it. That was yeah, good rodeo from Bernardo. Yeah, pretty clean. I think it's gonna let's give I'd say a medium score. It's not that technical, the board off, but still it's gonna count. Sam.
Bernardo Barros, local here. Also, one of the things we've been talking about the whole event, the local talent. These boys can do it all. But I mean, living in a paradise that is Cape Verde with these kind of conditions, you have freestyle, you have surfing, you have waves, you have everything. It is the perfect kite destination, especially this time of the year is peak season. If you're looking for a place to come, you have to come and check out Cape Verde. It is one of the best kiting destinations in the world. Kiko Reut going out and keep having a hard time navigating through these the tide is a little bit low. They're going to be looking for those flat sections so they can hit that move. So I was watching Kiko ride yesterday and he was going for that front roll tic-tac rodeo. I know he's got it in the bag. It's not as windy as he likes it. He's used to Tarifa. He loves the strong wind. Eye of the tiger here. Dale, Kike, vamos. Front roll to splash. No, not what we were looking for. Also, that maneuver isn't going to count, but he does have this heat in the bag. So 6.03 for Kikiet. He is going to be going through to the next round. Good performance here from the young Spaniard. He is a little bit more in his element now with the freestyle. Once again, one of the beauties of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup is that they can become the most complete rider. We want the strapless riders. The idea of the tour is to have 6 events. You will have 2 100% wave events. You will have 2 mixed events where both waves and freestyle will count, and then you will have 2 flat freestyle locations. That will give you the world champion, the best guy at everything, the most complete rider of the world. Okay, so coming through to the next round is going to be Kiko Roy from Spain. Muy bien, Kike. Grande. And then also Elvis Nunes with those rodeos going high, giving the crowd a show. Both of these guys will be going up next. So, Heat 2 is going to be Zinedine Lucas, Tony Chili, David Marin, Arsenio Cuncuña Diaz, and Camille Delanois. Alvaro, obviously you're from Malaga but living in Tarifa as well. Both of us have seen Kiket grow up. We've seen him improve. The progression this kid has had on the freestyle is blowing us away. Also, to see him come into a wave event, which isn't his forte, I think that demonstrates what we are trying to achieve here, is to make better watermen and waterwomen And here we have, talking about watermen, nice rodeo there from Tony Chile to start off the heat. Little bit of a butt check, unfortunately, but that will be a high maneuver.
Yeah, of course, this one it was bigger, but yeah, on the tour, it's that's what we're looking for, to have complete riders, not only good in expression of waves, also in the freestyle. And we've seen like good guys like they were really good surfers. How they, with these years and pushing on the tour, they've been getting better in the freestyle as well. So it's also nice to see it all the way around. How freestylers are also training on in waves like this. And Kiko, yeah, it's a very talented kid and super young, and I think it's gonna give a lot to talk in the future.
Definitely, he's going to have a few words to say. I mean, 18 years old, youngster on tour and already making a name for himself. But the most important is that they are champions on and off the water. We're looking for ambassadors. We're looking for those future heroes, those people that the kids can look up to and want to go out and get on that water and be part of the beautiful lifestyle that is kite surfing. So we're just going to be getting ready here for heat number 2. As I mentioned, Zinedine Lucas, Tony Chile, David Marin, Arsenio Diaz, and Camille Delanois. Okay, I can just hear tour managers saying we are going to be getting a short commercial and we will be back with heat 2 straight after these few messages.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia a dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é garantia seguro.
And we're back here for the super session, freestyle session here at Kite Beach. I can see the guys getting ready in the water right now. Looks like I can see Arsenio Diaz. This is Cuncuño, one of the local riders. Also, RRD rider. We've seen it at a few events on and off the tour. More on the freestyle side. But I've seen him riding in the waves recently, absolutely killing it. And talking about guys who kill it in freestyle is that man on your screen, front and center, Camille Delanois, putting on one of the most solid freestyle performances with Airon Cosolino in the single elimination final and both finals in the double elimination in Prea. Alvaro, those were some of the highest scoring freestyle heats, the maneuvers, the height. I mean, it was basically everything you could dream of to see at a freestyle competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a big show we had in Brazil. That final, it's one of the best and toughest that we've seen on tour. Yeah, Camille is it's coming really strong, improving his surfing as well. Also, his established tricks. like boosting very high and showing a lot of control, and yeah, that was definitely one of the highlights from the tour last year.
Yeah, I mean, it was electrifying. We had the live streaming there as well, and to be commentating those maneuvers, I mean, I lost my voice just after that fine. It was move after move, hit for hit, punch for punch. It was incredible to watch and put the tour at another level and put the World Cup just higher and higher, the progression. And then to see the ladies also, the freestyle side of the ladies, the women's kiting, they're really hungry. They could see the boys pushing the level and went really hard, and we saw some of the best freestyle riding from the girls. At the moment, at this event, which was more 100% wave event, we saw 13 girls from all different nationalities going down some of these Punta Preta bombs. And coming up soon, after heat number 3, we will have the heat of the first women's heat number 1, which will be Carla, Charlotte, and Sabine. So, front and center, we have David Marin here from Spain. David, one of the most talented Spanish riders. Nice little front roll there. Little bit of a slow landing, not going to be a high score, but still good rotation. You can see the front roll is probably one of the maneuvers in strapless kitesurfing, which is the marks a before and an after when it comes to level. It's one of those maneuvers you have to be patient, probably similar to like a back mob or in kiteboarding. It's frustrating, but once you have it, you get past that middle point and everything starts to click. So Arsenio Diaz on your screen now, local from Cape Verde, RRD rider, looking for a piece of chop, back roll, tic tac, landing it. Bit of a bundle, nope, big bundle. So missing that maneuver, but good to see the guys starting to go higher. Alvaro, you've been kiting since day one. Both of us have competed in the PKA back in the days of the Martin Varies, the Adam Cox, the Mark Shins. It's really good to see those board offs, those old school maneuvers coming back on the World Cups, because it is a huge part of kiting, and I think the public can really engage and understand and see the beauty that those maneuvers are.
Yeah, indeed, we can't deny that it's part of the freestyle evolution on the sport, and same on the kite loop, same on the board off, the handle passes. So I think this is a really good point on strapless. Brought all these combinations of together, and yeah, it makes just the sport have more variety, and I don't know, I think it's really cool to see those board, but I don't know. Yeah.
Definitely brings back good memories. It really does bring, it takes us back to the old days. However, I hope the guys like Mark Shin and Alan Kopp, they're watching this. I remember, slow-moing all of their videos back in the day, watching Martin in videos like Dream or Jaime Arias or Will James in those Space Monkeys. You can see there Camille Delanois, probably one of the most talented freestylers out there. Current. Sorry, the mic disappeared there for a minute. So yeah, as I was saying, Camille Delanois from France, F1 rider, absolutely killing it on the strapless freestyle. There's a nice maneuver off of a wave. Going with power, didn't quite get it, but determination and speed. Everybody's been riding a little bit slow, a little bit cool and collected. We want power, we want speed, we want commitment. The judges are going to be scoring high if people do land those maneuvers with that kind of power.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only the height and the traveling, also the technical difficulty. That's what a really good factor to take in consideration on this best trick. So we'll see more and more harder tricks. That's for sure.
Obviously, as the rounds keep going further and further, the riders are getting warmed up, getting used to the conditions, knowing where the little areas with the higher winds, with the gusts, with the pops, we will be seeing them going sky high. And talking about sky high, let's not forget, coming up in the next heat, we will be having Airon Cosolino, the guy who has pushed the envelope on strapless freestyle, inventing new tricks, taking different maneuvers from all different sports. That's what makes a champion, and that's why he was 2018 world champion, because he just looks at every different aspect of the sport. He's hungry. He's one of those riders that wants to push the boundaries and sees what way he can improve, how he can go higher, harder, and look forward to him in heat number 3 here at the Super Session Freestyle Session at the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cape Verde. Just a little pop there over the way from David Marin. Alvaro, would that count as a maneuver, or will he be able to perform another trick?
That's a good question. I was wondering the same. I don't know. I think it just was a way to pass through the sections. I think he's getting ready to make his trick. Yeah, he comes with a small board off. Yeah, conditions there are really hard just to boost highs. I think they need a little bit more of wind and to get that lift to perform better their tricks. But yeah, I guess it's better to use the ramps, don't you think?
Definitely. I think that using the kickers will allow you to get a little bit of height in those maneuvers, but sometimes when you come off of a kicker, if you don't have the kite in the right position, it can actually drop you. You don't have any hang time. So kite positioning in strapless is super important. One of the things you will see in the strapless freestyle, a lot of maneuvers are landed with a kite loop. Why they do this is because it gives them that extra little lift at the final moments of the trick, and you can come down semi-softly. If you time it wrong, you would come down like a ton of the bricks, but the objective is to land clean and collected. Arsenio Dio off that kicker, as we were mentioning. Good rodeo, just not quite getting the board back underneath him. Good height, good power, would have been a high scoring maneuver if he had landed it, but unfortunately, as his feet was not on the board and his head hit the water first, that's going to be a missed trick. Camille Delanois, his flag is in the air. The Frenchman, the number 2 at the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Praia last year, putting on one of the best freestyle performances with Airon Cosolino. But hey, we can have another final here in Cape Verde. I want to see another final. I want to see these guys going huge, going big, pushing the envelope. They've had time to train. I think we need to get Joe Silva to start praying to the Godwins here to give us 30 knots, and these guys will just go sky high.
Absolutely, it makes such a huge difference when the wind is very windy. They get that loop, they get those big high loops. Then you see more like a show. It becomes Camille Delanois trying to have a back roll board off. He couldn't land it well. Yeah, again, it's just hard to get that lift when the wind conditions are a bit lighter.
As you can see there, Camille Delanois giving you a good example of light wind riding on a strapless board. When you're learning or when you're getting into strapless conditions, the pop, the ollie, is probably one of the most important things you have to learn. And if you take time to get a good pop and a good ollie, it will only make you a better rider. Alvaro, you come from a skating background as well. How important is it to get those basics under your belt before you start progressing? The kind of learn to walk before you run.
Well, to be able to control your kite on a twin tip and be able to jump on the basic jump, on the basic maneuvers, it has definitely a positive transfer into the strapless. So I think the fact of controlling the kite really well and in the kite position, the pop, they're really essential for having a better performance on the strapless.
Yeah, always remember, everybody, back to basics. The more solid foundation you have will help you in the more difficult maneuvers, because when you add variables, when you add different things in a trick joining, for example, a back roll, a tic-tac, a loop, a rodeo, stick your hand in the air, give a shout out to the crowd, all those are added difficulties. So if you can do them individually, then when you join them together, it makes it into that one big package. So here we have, yep, that's Tony Chili, Italian rider, riding for RRD, coming in with a bit of power here. You can see pushes the kite up. No, he's obviously going to go for that outside section. As Alvaro was saying before, looking for the kickers. Wind is light. You want to maximize the push off of the wave, and that will allow you to get that extra height. Pretty sure Tony Chili is going to be flagged out for that one. He's already done 2 tacks. Grab, front roll with a 1 foot. Nice. A little bit of a different front roll there. So he does do the grab, so it's technically easier because he's not positioning the board against the wind, using the wind to be able to spin around. But good style, good fluid rotation. That's going to be a good score, Alvaro.
Yeah, that's for sure. As you said, he grabbed before rotating, so there's a big of difference into that. But yeah, it was clean, it was big. I mean, for these conditions, I would say it's a medium score, but quite good.
Yeah, good to see the Italian just pushing it a little bit. Everybody's a little mellow out there. Obviously, the wind is mellow, so the riders are mellow, and you can see 5.33. That's a good score so far. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the biggest score of the heat. So it looks like Tony Chili is in the lead at the moment. Good score from the Italian. Hopefully we will see him in the next round. There's a nice image right there. Let's talk about boards, Alvaro, equipment. The difference, you know, all of these guys have come to this wave competition. You know, Cape Verde is 100% waves. But also we have strapless. So as you can see, a lot of the guys travel the world with huge quivers. And probably one of the biggest things you notice the difference of is the noseless board and the surf pointy board.
Yeah, in strapless freestyle, what you want is to have a very light board, and also that it's a bit wider, so you can actually have more surface on the landings. So there's a few differences into the equipment, and yeah, we've seen like guys using the most common noseless boards for strapless, and then the short board for the waves. Yeah, here he goes, Camille. It's his turn. I think the wind is slightly went down a bit, but it's looking there for the gas, try to get that boost. And yeah, I think he's gonna. I think what he's gonna do.
Well, it doesn't look like he did much there, Alvaro. It definitely didn't look like he did anything. He's looking for a section. He needs to find that little gust. He's probably praying to the wind, to the gods there. See if he can get that boost, see if he can get that jump. On the inside, Camille Delonois, you know, nice, simple, easy, just a front roll. Probably in the 4-point average, maybe. Hard conditions, obviously the scale will be up to a little bit because not a lot of height, but mainly due to the light conditions. Camille just eyeing down the shore here. These guys want 30 knots. They want to be going huge. They want to give this crowd a spectacle to remember. They want to show what they can do. They want to show the kite loops. They want to show the back rolls. They want to show the tic-tacs. They want to be saying hi to everybody from 10 meters in the air. This is why they are showmen and show women. This is what they want. Hopefully the wind will start filling through as the tide pushes, and I'm sure we will see some impressive action out there. Going back to the equipment again, as we were mentioning, on the freestyle, strapless freestyle, you mostly see those cut off boards. So let's say noseless, square nose. Why is that? Because obviously strapless freestyle, you land one way and the other, so it almost turns it into a twin tip. You are landing backwards. You do want the board to be able to spin. You want the board to give that maneuverability and be easy to flip around. The shorter it is and the more aerodynamic it is will help that, so you will be able to do those flats. Normally with the traditional surfboard shape, what everybody understands as a surfboard has a longer rail. Why? Because it's to be used to dig in, it's to be used to be edged off of a bottom turn. They need that rail to be able to hit the lip, release. So you'll see a bit of everything, but generally if you want to get into freestyle strapless, you want to be aiming yourself to board those noseless boards. If you want something generic, I'd go for a normal surfboard, and obviously if you're going down the line like we've seen here at Punta Preta, narrow round pin, something that can hold the speed and the power behind you when you have one of those beasts trying to eat you.
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Consiga ter ninguém pra flamar, just tá bom. Olha a vida só na qualidade, é bom. Acordado noite inteiro, só tá baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Boco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na vibe. Supermod, pode, não sei qual swag, supermod no pode. Mistura palco, swag e repeat, Manda 50 meme e repeat, Bota tudo, se snap e repeat, Se perguntou, liga net e repeat. É power, poder de juventude não sei power. Swag é costume, grita power. E bateria quente luz, corta com power. Power ti na hora de dormir. Exagera na partida, supermod, pode. Tudo vídeo, todo dia, supermod, pode. Entro na fotografia, supermod, pode. Não sei qual swag, supermod no pode.
Reativa os teus pacotes PST e acumula os teus megas para gastares como quiseres. Exagera nas tuas partilhas, porque tu podes.
And we're back. So round 3, as I mentioned before, we will have on the water Ayrton Cosolino, Airline Cosolino. So hopefully we will see some height. We will see the guys jumping bigger than 3 meters in the air. This is one of the best guys out there. You will really see how he pushes the board, how he gets that high. Conditions are hard out there. You can see that, unfortunately. Hey! Good ride in there from Alton Andrade. One of the locals here had a very good performance on the wave, so showing that he is a complete rider. But I mean, living in Cape Verde. Cape Verde is a paradise for kite surfing. We're sitting here at Kite Beach, where Mitu and Josilva have their center. You have got to come and check this location out. the best pizzas, the coldest beer, all the F1 gear ready to go on your doorstep, good conditions, sun. That's what I call a holiday. And if you're looking for somewhere to come this time of the year, we've had picture perfect conditions. If you've been following us on the live stream, we've had some of the best waves we've ever had in the history of the event, and this is going to be one for the history books. So I can see the yellow flag. That means Kelton Lopez will be jumping in next. Looks like he's got a little bit of power on the left-hand side of the box here. I know you can't quite see it. He's going to be coming into your screen. There you go. Cape Verdean flag, Cape Verdean rider on the outside, looking for that chop. Off the wave, little bit of a board off. Catching the edge and going head first. Must have seen a fish or something that he wanted to grab there. Unfortunately, you can see a lot of these riders having a problem getting that height. If you get height, it gives you time to spot your landing, to position your body in the right place to be able to come down smoothly. However, we're seeing a lot of these riders not being able to get the height that they want. I think when it comes to light conditions, kind of like what we were saying before, going back to those basics, I think a lot of us try to run before we can walk when it comes to twin tip riding, when it comes to a strapless riding, surfboard, anything. You do a lot of coaching as well. It is super important to have those bases. When you do that, what do you really push that to your riders?
Absolutely. I always come to the basic. That was a try of toe side air reverse, but he didn't complete it. Yeah, I always make a lot of emphasis into getting into a basic, a lot of control and into the basic maneuvers, because it gives you the confidence and the knowledge just to step it up on when you are going into more harder ones, or technical stuff. So yeah, it's especially on the twin tip. I think it's a lot of to control with the kite and a lot of things to learn before you go on a strapless board.
Yeah, definitely going to the basics is super important. So if you are getting into our sport, remember, get those early maneuvers in. Make sure you have him in the bag. Why? Because you'll be able to perform them in all conditions. You can see here the world's best of the best, and they're having a huge difficulty performing. Why? Because the wind is light. They need to have it dialed. So remember, any part of this sport, take the time. Slow-mo the videos. I mean, Alvaro, how many times have we slow-mo back in the day Martin Barry's handle passes, some of Markshin's board offs? I remember I spent hours on hours going through that stuff. So I think it's an important learning process, and also it's nice. It gives you something to look up for, gives you some motivation.
Absolutely. Now with all the social, here we go, like Ayrton right now. I'm trying to getting some speed. I'm sure he's gonna boost pretty high. Yeah, big board up, flip. He always make it easy. That was a very safe landing. I'm sure he's gonna score higher. There's the flip has always it has more technical difficulty than a normal tic tac. So I'm sure his score is gonna be one of the best we've seen. That's my bet.
One of the biggest maneuvers so far, Ayrton Cosolino, Airline Cosolino, duotone and Red Bull rider. Obviously, he's had a few Red Bulls this morning. You can see he's got his wings on. You can't quite see him in the screen, but I can see it just underneath his arm, those feathers fluttering. That's why he gets that extra height in these non-wing conditions. One of the things that impresses us always of Ayrton is what a complete rider is. We saw him absolutely destroying Punta Preta, coming in second position, getting closed down by Mito Monteiro, who has been in a world of his own at this event. But Ayrton really is complete. That's why he was a 2018 world champion, because you name it, he can do it. It's very unusual to see Airon not land a maneuver. It's very unusual for him not to perform in all disciplines, and I think that's one of the most important objectives we have at this tour. The most complete rider, the best person on and off, ambassador, you know, local hero, that person to look up for and look out on the water and off the water.
Yeah, it makes totally sense. Also, the fact of having not only expression wave, also freestyle, for us it's very crucial because we can adapt the format of competition regarding the conditions, and this is something great because it give us a lot of room in order to get competition ahead, and yeah, here we go with the next rider. Looking.
So Elton Andrade on the water now. He is one of the local riders. Did a very good wave performance. Good style, very nice layback cutbacks. I really like. He's quite a tall rider. He's similar to Matthew Lopez, who came in third position. Really nice layback, just that ease. Front roll, yeah, there you go, stepping it up. Okay, so front roll shove it, big butt check, calling that won't be a landing, but still good to see the local rider stepping it up. This is what we want to start to see, but unfortunately, as he kind of fluttered into the water, not landing that perfectly, won't be scored, but still I bet he's going to go for that maneuver after his next attempt.
Yeah, this trick is one of the best weapons you can make on these conditions. It's super technical, it's really hard to catch up, and as they can boost high, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of this and scoring quite high.
Actually, the shove it maneuvers are good in the light wind conditions, because to perform a shove it with strong wind, Alvaro, the board, you really do have to kick the board perfectly. What is a front roll shove it? So a front roll shove it is they do a front roll and then they kick the board, making it do a 360 rotation and land on top of it. So obviously the stronger the wind, if you kick the board slightly wrong and it edges into the wind, it's going to blow away for you. So as you say, it's an intelligent maneuver to be used here in these light wind conditions, because it will be scored high, probably in the 6 and 7 area if it is landed perfectly.
Yeah, especially in these conditions, even harder, I would say. But yeah, it's the timing, everything has to be right in order to land it on top. And yeah, I love it. I think it's one of my favorite tricks. I never got it landed one, but I was trying.
Yeah, I did land it, but on my head. Like, it is such a technical maneuver. Just to get, to be able to kick that board in the right moment, just requires so much timing and speed. I mean, Airon and Evan Netsch is probably two of my favorite riders when it comes to that trick. They just make it look so easy, come out with power, land with the same amount of skill. Here we have Nikola Abdiev out the back there, not quite getting a score for that maneuver. You can see a lot of these riders having a really hard time when it comes to light wind conditions. Looks like they've got to be doing some training and not in the perfect locations, but in some of those light wind conditions. So the next time they get hit with these kind of maneuvers, they're going to be they're going to know how to perform.
Yeah, indeed, it's been challenging. Been challenging so far. Here we go again, Airon. Let's see what he's up to. It's really important to go with certain speed before boosting high. That's what gives you the impulse. Here we go with the tic tac, then rodeo, landing clean as always. This guy's a master.
Yeah, Airon, the reason why he's the 2018 champion, has the wings from Red Bull, he rides for duotone. He just really is in a league by himself. He is, as we call him sometimes, the alien, because it looks like he is from another planet. You can just see he's in a world of himself. When it comes to light wind condition, he's going double as high, doing the technical maneuvers, spinning the board around. Nice little tic-tac there, and that is why he's getting the highest scores, so 7.4. So without a doubt, we will see Cozzolino in the final.
Yeah, no doubt. He's one of the, let's say, one of the strongest competitor outside there. He controls not only in harder conditions and also in light ones, and he can put out like such a good variety. And yeah, we got a really good board off, landing perfect. I'm sure he's going to score pretty good now for these conditions. It's been challenging.
Yeah, definitely good to see Andrade actually get a score on the board. He's missed his last 2 tricks, so yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be what, in the 4-5 area. Nice board off, good skill, stretches out the foot a little bit. I mean, it's all about adding that personal aspect, that little style. Everybody, you know, that individuality to a maneuver to make it your own. Good to see the local rider pushing it up. So far, Airon Cosolino is going to be in the lead, but Andrade here obviously will get a good score. So in the water, Kelton Lopez, similar family to Macho Lopez. You can see the resemblance. He's nice and tall, nice and lanky, looking for that height off of the kicker, but we can't call that high. There's only maybe 5 foot in the air. The boys are going to be wanting to go 20, 30 foot in the air. You know, they want to touch the sky, but the wind is going to have to pick up a little bit to be able to make those jumps even higher and higher. But hey, don't forget, we have Airlines Cosolino in this heat, and he seems to just be able to maximize every little knot, every little push, and go double as high as most of these riders so far. So it's going to be an interesting final. Let's see who will be in there with Airon, because obviously he is hungry. It's unusual for Airon to not take an event. He wants to be on the top place of the podium. This is his hometown. This is his home country. I'm sure he's hungry for this one, Alvaro.
Yeah, it's he's got a mentality of a champion. He doesn't set out only with being good on the first discipline. He just go for it all the time. Yeah, this guy really puts a really good show out there, and it's always a pleasure to see him in action.
So Jordi Sansa powering in here. What's he got for us? Will we get a maneuver? Okay, air reverse to beach landing. Well, looks like his fins are pretty strong there. He's lucky not to break those out. But still, good speed, small maneuver. Not going to be a high scorer, but good to get one on the board there. Just showing his sponsors there, just making sure if you don't know what kites he ride for, that's pretty obvious there. Slingshot rider, Jordi Sansa. Good maneuver from him there. Nikola Abgiev, very good performance in the waves during the event. Also a very talented freestyler, going on the outside, looking for that kicker coming up. Front roll, little tail grab to splash. Not quite making it, still didn't quite get the height. Looks like he actually caught his fin on the final moments of that rotation, Alvaro.
Yeah, looked very stylish. He grabbed a weight at the end of rotation, but he got problems landing it. Again, conditions are extremely challenging. Here we go. So he repeated again, but I guess didn't count. Only the first one count on this turn competition format, which makes really, I think, really good. Not only for riders, also for the judging wise, because you can focus more on the quality of the trick and have some time of being accurate. And yeah, I think it's something we have to say that it's working.
Definitely working, just needs to work with a little bit more wind to be able to see all of these guys perform amazingly. And talking about performance, front and center, Cosolino, what's he got for us? Unhooking 3-1, he was going for the 3-1-3, so unhook surface pass. Good maneuver there from Cosolino. He's one of the few guys. He was actually the inventor of that maneuver when it comes to freestyle strapless. He is one of the guys that pushes the boundaries, tries to look at all the different sports. We've seen him do it. Mention him with Josh Angulo, who's been here through this event. He took the knowledge of the windsurfing airs in Punta Preta, translated that into kiting, used it, and that's one of the maneuvers that has given him that second position here at this event. And then here we saw it again. Obviously, Airon has been looking at the Wakestar riders, looking how to do the 3-1-3s. That is one of the hardest maneuvers in kiteboarding. Heat number 3 coming up next will be the first heat of the women.
Completamos 35 anos. Celebre connosco.
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Gosto tem ninguém pra falar, just tá bom. Olha vídeo só na qualidade, é bom. Bordado no inteiro, solta baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Boco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na vibe.
And we're back. So, coming up next will be the ladies. We're going to see the ladies performing here on Strapless Freestyle. The girls have been pushing the progression of freestyle day after day. It's really good to see them getting out there, putting in the hours, and they are starting to pull some of the maneuvers that we will see with the guys and doing really, really well here in this competition. We've seen them at Punta Preta charging. They have no fear. They are here to prove a point, and they will go out on every single condition that is thrown at them. So in this heat we will have Carla Herrera, runner-up world champion from last season. She's going up against Charlotte Carpentier and Sabine Burkhalter. So red flag up, that means we have that 1 minute, and we will be starting with, first on the water will be Carla Herrera. Carla Herrera from Spain, running for Ocean Rodeo. Really, really talented freestyler. Probably one of the most talented freestylers we have on tour, including that lady there, Charlotte. Both of these girls are in a level by their own compared to the other competitors, but they've had a lot of time to train since Brazil, so it's going to be interesting to see how their level has improved.
Absolutely. We've seen Carla doing, and some of the girls doing front rows, board off. They stepping it up. every year, and it's definitely the tour is like pushing her also into the female. Yeah, it was actually incredible what actually the start that we had the first days in Ponta Preta. We couldn't get better chance, better luck with the conditions, and just watching the images, because sometimes we get a different perspective when you're from the tower, but being down there, it's on the way, and it's just incredible.
No doubt. I mean, it is different to be, you know, seeing it on the tower. One of the things about Cape Verde is the energy. You can feel the vibe, you can feel the electricity. This is why it is one of those nicest locations in the world, and especially when it comes to waves. Punta Preta, the girls and the guys can be ripping it 20 to 30 meters away from you, and you can pretty much feel them. You can touch them because they are right there, and you can see the white in their eyes when they're coming through that barrel. Now we've moved over to Kite Beach. Kite Beach is where Mito and Juro have their center. You've got to come and check this out. All the F1 gear, perfect, you know, wind, perfect blue water, cold beer, best pizzas in the island. This is a good place to have a holiday. And you can see just there, Carla Herrera waiting for a turn. She knows this is her forte. This is one of the places where she wants to prove herself. And as you were mentioning, Alvaro, I actually saw her land in a back roll rodeo and a back roll board off the other day, which are maneuvers we haven't quite seen from the girls yet. So good to see them pushing. Let's see what the Spaniard, Carla Herrera, has for us in the first run of her heat. She's going to aim for one of those kickers. You can see her just looking down, looking for that little bump to get that extra bit of an ollie. Is she going to do it on the way out? No, she isn't. Turns around. Going to power the kite up. We're going to want to see some speed. The judges want to see equal speed on the entry and on the exit. Ollie coming up, little back. That's that back loop rodeo we were talking about, but unfortunately, didn't quite get the pop there. Looked like she missed the chop, so couldn't get the air time she wanted. Couldn't get the height. Did get the boards in between her legs. Spun, but didn't have enough time to be able to stick it both back underneath. Alvaro, give us some insight on that move.
Yeah, as conditions are really light, they have to use bigger kites, and the bigger kites are less reactive. So it's for them it's just tricky to keep that to send those big kites up and get a proper height and lift to perform their trick. So I think they're struggling pretty hard.
Yeah, it's not easy out there, ladies and gentlemen. The conditions are light, and as we mentioned before, strapless freestyle and light wind just becomes more and more technically difficulty. You can't use the wind to keep the board against your feet. You have to position it perfectly so you can use every little knot of the wind to be able to complete that maneuver. So Charlotte here from France looking to get her maneuver there. Unfortunately didn't land that one, so she won't be scored there. Charlotte from France winning the best trick in Portugal last year with one of the, I think it was a 360 board varial, or body varial, excuse me. So the girls got some talent when it comes to freestyle.
Yes, show it 360 tried, but unfortunately she couldn't continue. As you said, it's really challenging, and yeah. Conditions are they need to adapt their way of riding into in order to learn and perform their tricks.
Here we have Sabine. Sabine's surprise appearance in Brazil absolutely killed it. And there you go. Oh, watch the fins. Trying, she wanted to get that board back underneath her. That was, what was that, Alvaro? Was that a 180 transition, 180 half tic-tac? What would you call that? What's a hard one to call?
It was a back roll board off transition, but unfortunately she couldn't follow. Yeah, again, with the onshore wind, it makes it even harder to stay upwind.
Definitely, the onshore wind is harder to go up against. Also, you got the current pushing you into the shore, so you need to be powered up. And these girls on the bigger size kites, but hey, they're the best in the world. They have to perform in every condition. That's the idea. to get that most complete rider. So when these girls and guys travel, you should see the amount of luggage they come with. They turn up in an airport and you can just see the check-ins just, you know, rubbing their hands together to try and get you with that excess weight. But still, you know, in the end, you have to have all the tools to be able to produce the goods to take the wins in the event, and it's all about preparation, having the gear synced, having everything ready to be able to use every single condition out there. So Carla Herrera here coming on the inside, see if she will go for that second maneuver. We will see that back loop rodeo again. I'd probably keep it safe, doesn't look like she's got a lot of wind. Tic-tac, landed nicely, good little transition, good technical maneuver there, nice speed throughout the spin, easier maneuver but still done with a good bit of style, going to be a good score.
Yeah, that's for sure. She didn't go as high, but it's considered a very technical trick, so I think it's going to score quite good.
Front and center, Charlotte Carpentier. She tried that shove it on the first attempt, didn't quite land it. Will she repeat it? She has a very nice body varial. We've seen her win at some of the events. Shove it. That's not going to count. That unfortunately did get the board, spun it round, did the 360, tried to get the loop so she would land with power. Sinking, so the judges will not count that maneuver. That's attempt number 2. She has one more attempt to put a score on the board to be able to go through to the next heat. As I was mentioning before, Sabine from Belgium, surprise appearance in Brazil. She did an absolute cracker when it came to Brazil. She came out of nowhere, nobody knew her, and took out a lot of the big names. Very good freestyler, very talented, keeps it busy, does a lot of her maneuvers on transitions, Alva. You really utilizing that kite on the top. I remember when most of the twin tip freestyle, you remember when you had 40-meter lines and everything was a transition? What was it like back in the days?
Yeah, back in the day we saw a lot of board-offs in transitions. They're really convenient sometimes for learning because you're actually using the backhand and you don't have to worry to send your kite into the front again. So it's something also very unique for kiting that we don't see in all the sports. So yeah, it's nice that the freestyle now strapless are bringing back all those historical tricks that we've been going through kiting.
It's all about history. It's those historical tricks, seeing, you know, taking every little bit of the sport and producing it and putting it into the further generations. I mean, I think strapless surfing and kite surfing is really impressive because you can see the board offs from back in the day. You see the surfing from, you know, the heritage of what the surfing is, the tribal sport that surfing is, that family vibe. And I think one of the nicest things on the World Cup right now is the family vibe. Everybody helps out. We're all here in contact with Mother Nature, enjoying what we can call the sport of kite surfing. Just traveling in the world with your friends, doing the heats, doing the different competitions in the best locations in the world. Great to be there.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinham seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é garantido.
Completamos 35 anos. Celebre connosco.
And we're back. So coming up next, we will have the final heat of the super session, super freestyle session here at Kite Beach in Cabo Verde. So on the water will be Elvis Nunes, Arsenio Diaz, Nicola Abgiev, Kiko Roig, Tony Chiliberto, and Ayrton Cosolino. So first on the water will be Elvis Nunes. Elvis Nunes, we saw him flying, doing some of the bigger rodeos we've seen so far. You can see the crowds on the beach just getting bigger and bigger. They want to see their champions. They're going to want to see the super session of freestyle here. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to have as much wind as we would have hoped for. Strapless freestyle and light conditions, the maneuvers do stay low. It's a little bit more technical, difficult, and very hard to perform those higher air tricks. But hey, we have Ayrton Cosolino and we have Kiko Roig coming in this heat. Both of these guys performed two of the biggest tricks so far. So Elvis Nunes, just for that trick, got a 0.67. Not a big score. You know, this is the final. It's do or die. You're going to have to go big. You're going to have to go high if you want to take the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Freestyle Super Session here at Kite Beach. So coming up next is Arsenio Diaz, Cuncuña as they say, Cuncuña. He is going out. He has a good amount of power. Going to look for that kicker. It looks like he's been doing the maneuvers on the outside tack. He knows this bait really well. Tick tack, little loop, lands nice and clean. Good maneuver. Not a high score. Going to have to up his game a bit, but still putting one on the scoreboards. Good way to start a heat. You can see Sandro Piso and Pedro Afonso there from Portugal in the front and centre. Both of these riders doing a very good competition, riding really well in the waves. And Pedro Afonso, one of the youngest guys we have on tour, only 16 years old. It's great to see the young guns, the young talents coming to these events and showing the more veteran riders what they're made of. Nikola Sotirov from Bulgaria. Sorry, Nikola, for getting there. Back roll, grab. Little lofty, kind of tweaking the kite at the end to be able to maneuver there. Not the most stylish back roll there, Alvaro. What would you... There'd be a little bit of a point deduction for that one, right?
Definitely, the rotations are grabbed. They're actually less harder because you can control the board and in the whole rotation. So, but again, for these conditions, I mean, it's pretty good. They're very challenging, so they're doing the best they can.
They are definitely doing the best they can, but they are the best in the world. Very light conditions. And talking about light, guys, we have Kiko Roig from Spain. Kiket, vamos, dale, quiero ver altura, quiero ver potencia, Kiket. Kiket, you can hear the emotion in my voice. Local boy, I've seen this boy grow up. He's from Tarifa, so obviously I got a little bit of goosebumps here, but with this wind, we're not going to see the huge moves that I know he can produce. Still, okay, Alvaro, be a bet. What are you calling? Front shove it or front rodeo?
I think he's gonna go for if it's gonna do a front rodeo, I think. But if he doesn't get the gust, gonna go for the that's it.
Okay, so no beers for either of us. A front one for. But hey. Still, this is Mitu and Josh Center here at Kite Beach. The coldest beer in town at the end of this event. We're going to have one anyway. So, Tony Chiliberto from Italy, RRD rider. On the outside tack, he's looking for that kicker. Light winds, as we mentioned, you want to maximize those ramps. Very hard conditions. We're not seeing the amount of strap side freestyle that we want to. We want to see these guys high. They want to see these guys going big. don't think we're going to see that today. Probably the guy who's going the highest is Ayrton Cosolino, but hey, Airline Cosolino, 2018 world champion, going for that front board off, not quite getting the board underneath his feet. He did have a good one of those in the heat before, but still, this is the final. Adrenaline's pumping, nerves are there, a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, the wind still went even down, so it's harder for them to get a good pop, get a good lift to perform the tricks, and sometimes it's just sink like that. Now that we have seen, like you lift the kite a bit in the back because it doesn't hold you enough, and you ended up not landing the trick.
Yeah, the wind definitely isn't holding these riders up, unfortunately, but still, they are producing the goods. And here we have the man himself, Airline Cosolino. Let's see if he had another Red Bull. Let's see if he's given himself some wings. Eyeing up a chop going. Just look at the difference in height. He goes up, tic-tac. You can see that loop that we see sometimes on the strapless riding. Gives him that extra lift, that extra hang time, allows him to come down with ease. Still, he comes down with his ease because he is Ayrton Cosolino. Very technical move, nice and stretched out. Reminds me of some of the old boards, the board riding, you know, the old board offs there. Good style. That is why he has that 7.5.
Actually impressive. I don't know how he got that height on the last jump. It's really impressive to see because actually its conditions are super light.
Conditions are light, as you mentioned before, Alvaro. He does seem to get those extra 5-6 foot. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he has springs in his boards. We'll have to go and ask him what his trick is. But I think in the end, it's the dedication and the hours he puts on the water. This is his home break. He knows this plays off by heart, knows where to hit it, how to hit it, and will produce the goods. You can see Elvis Nunes not quite going on to a wave there to be able to get the height. Would that have counted before? Because technically he did do a jump. You can just see Danny Jimenez, our head judge, looking behind. Danny, would that maneuver have counted? I can see Mallory's looking at me saying yes. So yeah, that maneuver would have counted. Thank you, Mallory. Thank you, Danny. Okay, so Elvis Nunes, he will have a score coming up. So far, Ayrton Cosolino is going to be in the lead at 7.5. Kiko Roy with a 6 for that front 1 foot. Nicola Algiev running in third position with a 5.2. Then Arsenio, then Elvis Nunes. Close heat. Ayrton stepping it up at a couple meters higher, but still. Here we, excuse me. Here we have Arsenio Diaz, Cuncuña coming in. See if he can produce the final winner. Off the air, nice back roll, tic-tac. Big butt check, nice extension, good maneuver, rounded that board off. So what is a tic-tac? It's given a flip on the board, a varial of the board in his hands, coming around with the back roll, sticking it back underneath his feet. He's utilizing that kite loop because the wind's light to be able to stay in the air those few seconds more. Unfortunately, didn't land clean on the board, did land with what we call a butt check. So it means that the back of his body touches the water, floats there for a minute, then comes out. That's going to be what, Alvaro? 50% less of the score because of that butt check, maybe 30?
I'm sure their judges are being tolerant because of the conditions. But yeah, normally when we see a butt check like this, when you sing and go out in the momentum, then you actually discount half of the points. But again, on this like tough conditions, they're being more tolerant, that's for sure.
It's all about the scale. The word of the day is the judging scale. Depending on the conditions, you adapt the scale to what you have in front of you. So obviously the judges are being a lot more tolerant today. Conditions are hard, conditions are light. So all of these maneuvers that the guys are really having to use the technical skills to produce them, those are going to be the high scores. You can see Nicola there trying for that front roll tail grab, not quite getting the board underneath his feet, but still he's got a 5.2 on the board. That means he's in third position if I'm not mistaken. Be interesting to see that second trick from Cuncuña, from Arsenio. No, Arsenio is 6.83. So as we stand, Ayrton first, Arsenio second, Kiko Roy third. Kiket on the water. Vamos, Kiket, vas tercero. Queremos verte primero. Vamos. Can see him eyeing up the back section there. Kite, coming from Tarifa, used to strong winds, not so used to these light conditions. See what he can produce. He seems to like this inside section a lot. He's eyeing it up. This is similar to the Poniente cross-on conditions he would have on the lighter days in Tarifa. Here he comes from Valencia. Duotone rider, Kite, going for the front. Shove it. Perfect landing. Little bit of a stall at the end, but that's going to be a high score. Nice front rotation. Does hit the shove it. Landed fully on the board. Didn't even get his ankles wet. Do you reckon, Alvaro, that would be bigger than the 7.5 from Airon? Going to be close.
Pretty close, at least, yeah. One of the top 2 tricks we've seen during the day, that's for sure. Because again, on these light conditions, they're really hard to perform, especially like the flip. Just to be able to land on top, it's just hard. So they will take in consideration, that's for sure.
So we're waiting for the scores to drop on that maneuver. Coming up next also will be Nicolas Abgiev will be going up for his final attempt. Good scores from Nicolas, 5.2. So 5.57, obviously I think penalised at the end there for not riding out clean. I think that's probably the key point there. Still, good front roll, not super fast. Landed clean on the board, that's for sure, but he did sink at the end, so I presume he's got penalised for that.
That's for sure. He also lands like super slow, so we take that in consideration a lot when you land the tricks with the speed out, so you can continue with your initial speed that you were riding.
Yeah, entry and exit speed. And talking about entry speed, here we see Airon Cosolino like a bat out of hell, eyeing up this first section. He's looking for it. No, decided against it. I presume we're going to see a maneuver coming back towards the shore. He just wants to be close to his public. Home crowd on the beach here. He wants to jump up, say hi, take a coffee, do a maneuver, land perfectly, and ride out of it. It's what he's famous for, and that is why he was the 2018 world champion. Here we have Airon. Look how he's pushing against those fins, getting that extra speed to get that extra height. What's he got for us? Back roll, grab, 180, so back roll go to revert.
Back roll 5, and then he did the 360 rotation with the bar, which we call ole. It comes from wakeboarding. But yeah, it's very hard to land on the back rolls like this, because you're landing without any grip from the fins. So yeah, really good trick.
Quite an intelligent maneuver as well. I presume he was probably going for something different. Saw mid-maneuver that he wouldn't be able to do the flip or the tic-tac or the varial that he normally does. Used his intelligence there, spot the land. He went, okay, I'm going to do an extra 180. I make it sound easy, but it isn't. Land backwards, do the maneuver, and come down. That was one of the biggest jumps we've seen today. Hitting the kite loop as well, trying to go for that board off kite loop, but unfortunately not keeping the board in his hand. Lighter conditions make the kite loop pull a little bit more on the inside, and don't let the kite get on top of your head to give you that lift that you need. Still, good maneuver there from Alvin Nunes, and has done a solid competition.
He went for a kite loop, which is something really hard on these conditions when you have a big kite. You know, the kite takes a lot of wind, a lot of room into get it back in and get that the lift. So it's one of the first ones that we've seen on the day.
One of the first kite loops. Obviously, wind light. Kite loop's not going to be a high scoring maneuver because you're not really going to get that pull through the middle section. You know, kite loops, the adrenaline when it's windy, so we're talking 30 knots plus, and you your fishing pole that bar and just get pulled from one side of the judges box to the other. Obviously they're not even get pulled 2 centimeters from the judges because there is very light conditions, but good to see them mixing it up. Arsenio Diaz on the inside, back roll, going for the double. Good landing, nice rotation. So double rotation there from the Cape Verde, and the RRD rider. He's going to have 2 solid scores. What do you reckon, Alvaro? How would you evaluate that trick? Quite dangly, but still 2 rotations, technically difficult, especially in this condition.
Yeah, I still have some difficulty to come out with 2 back rolls, because you need to find the support and get your body balanced again, and also throwing that loop again on these conditions is it's really hard. So yeah, I think we'll score pretty good.
You can see Nicolas flying through the sky out the back, not keeping a hold onto his board. You want to keep the board in your hand, Nicolas, if you want to get scored. So unfortunately, he's not going to score there, but still a very good performance there from Nicolas Abadiev. So he's got that 5.2. Then coming up next will be Elvis Nunes. And then after that, Airon. And those will be the final round. So this is the final maneuver for Kiko Roig. Kiko Roig from Spain, youngest member, newest member to the international duotone team, from Valencia, homeboy from Tarifa. Vamos, Kike, mata! Is he going to go on the outside? Is he going to turn around and come on the inside like he has been doing most of these maneuvers? Looks like he is going to eye up that inside section. So the young Spaniard, for his final maneuver of the competition from Valencia, Kiko Roig coming in with fire. Let's see what the youngster can produce. He's got the eye of the tiger. I can see the stress on his face. What's he going to do for us? Kite's going up, getting in the air, back roll, going for that double rotation like Arsenio, but ending in a splash. So unfortunately, Kiko Roig is not going to score on that trick. And just a score dropping 7.17 for that double back roll from Arsenio Diaz. So that puts him in second position. So Airon Cosolino is in first so far. Then will be Arsenio Diaz, and interesting to see who will take that third position. Great to see the youngsters here. Talking about youngsters, always remember when you travel around the world, there's kids that don't have the opportunity to enjoy this sport. If you have, you know, old harnesses, old boards, anything in your garage that you're not going to use and you can bring to these countries to give a kid an opportunity to get into this beautiful sport, remember that, and you will make a life-changing moment for them. You know, you can donate to some of the local organizations. Just donate it to the local schools. They'll point you in the right direction. It's all about giving back, and if anything you can do, anything, any small detail will just make the world of difference.
Yeah, definitely. We have to think in those who need the most. Sometimes we collect so many things that are actually not useful. So really good. Because Airon Cosolino, his last streak of the day, he's already have a solid scores out there. The wind picked up. Wow, that was amazing 313 that he just landed now. Unbelievable.
You could hear the crowd, you could see him, he's happy. That's a way to end an event there for Airon Cosolino. Really nice 313. I mean, that's so hard to do, and even with the light wind condition, he's doing a shifty out for the 313. And I can see the judges jumping up and down. It is a 10-point ride. A 10-point ride for that 313. Really good performance here from Airon Cosolino. So that is the first 10-point ride here for the super session, the super freestyle session. He's just having fun now. Now he's happy. You can see his hands in the air. So he wants to give the crowd some more. There you go. Nice tic-tac. Just board off tic-tac here from the Cape Verde. He's got his home crowd, and he's happy. He's taken the win here at the super session, the super freestyle session in Cape Verde. So it has been an amazing event. We've had waves, we've had freestyle, some of the best performances, some of the best waves that gone down in history. This event is going to go down in history, and it's going to be hard to forget. And to be the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup, it's going to be a very hard one to beat. If you missed any of the action, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel, where you will find all the daily highlights and the videos and the live stream replays. They're all saved there, so you can recall and just get back in the moment there, and you can relive it all. So we're going to go to the beach now, where we're going to be doing the prize ceremony for this super session. So we'll be right back over these commercials, giving the prizes to number 1, Airon Cosolino.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
Welcome everybody to the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here on the island of Sal in Cape Verde. As you can see behind me, we have perfect conditions. This is the start we wanted to this year. We have 39 male riders and 13 women riders battling it out from all countries over the world to crown themselves the champion of Cape Verde.
I'm here in Punta Preta. It's one of the best spots in the world for kite, surf and windsurf, you know, all the nautic sport. It's the nice thing of this sport because the wave he breaks really close to the rock, but it means close to the rock, but there is some safe distance. The waves start to break like really far away down there, and then it goes tilt down there on the beach. So it's around, we can say, like 1.5 kilometers of wave. So this is really nice because you have some nice barrel, the wind is a bit side off, sometimes side shore as well. So then he gives you the chance to do much as possible maneuver on the wave.
Highlights of the day, Paulino Pereira, 9.7. He got one of the best barrels we've seen so far on tour. Then also local riders, the talent here is amazing. Titi Lopez kicking guys out like Pedro Matos going through all the way to round 3. And then of course, Mito Monteiro showing why he is one of the hardest locals here at Punta Preta with just consistency turn after turn. It's been amazing to see. We've had such a good day 1. I can't wait to see day 2.
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Gosto que tem ninguém pra falar, just tá bom. Olha vídeo só na qualidade, é bom. Acordado no inteiro, só tá baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Boco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na vibe.
Pode, super mod, digo pode. Não sei qual swag, super mod no pode. Mistura palco, swag e repeat. Manda 50 meme e repeat. Hoje é tudo se snap e repeat. Eles perguntou, liga net e repeat. É power. Poder de juventude não sei power. Swag é costume, grita power. E bateria que te guarda com power. Power aqui na hora de dormir.
Exagera na partilha.
Super mod, pode.
Tudo vídeo, todo dia.
Super mod, pode.
Entro na fotografia.
Super mod, pode. Não sei qual swag, super mod no pode.
Reativa os teus pacotes PST e acumula os teus megas para gastares como quiseres. Exagera nas tuas partilhas, porque tu podes.
Completamos 35 anos. Celebre connosco.
And what a day two we've had. We've got through the single elimination. In the men's, Mito Monteiro winning at his home break. He's been unstoppable. Barrel after barrel, vertical turns. That's why he has taken this event. In second position, James Carew coming all the way up through the single, kicking out the likes of Sebastian Ribeiro and Erto Cosolino to go up against Mito in that super final. In third position, Machu Lopez, backside riding, absolutely destroying Punta Preta. And then the surprise rider in this event, Francesco Capuzzo, backside riding, incredible vertical turns, but unfortunately going down against Machu.
Okay, so welcome everybody. We are here in Cape Verde. We have just seen some of the best freestyle strapless that we have seen during the event. One of the beauties about Cape Verde is the vibe and all the different conditions that you have here. We've been in Punta Preta. We've seen an event that has gone down in history with some of the best right-hand peeling waves that we've ever had. And on top of that, coming with the champion, Mito Monteiro, from Cape Verde. I think it's the perfect way for it to end. Then coming over here to Kite Beach, where we can see Joe and Mito have their center. This is what we want for strapless freestyle. You want the blue water, you want the nice little kickers, good wind, sunshine, cold beer, great pizzas. This is the place to be, and this is why Cape Verde is such a good destination. So we're going to start bringing in the ladies. They've been absolutely killing it out there with the strapless freestyle. As you can see, the strapless freestyle discipline is all about the maneuvers, it's all about the tricks, doing those rotations, doing those maneuvers to get those points and to get on top of the podium. So starting in third position, coming from France, Charlotte Carpentier. So
So Charlotte, congratulations on your third position. You are one of the strongest freestyle riders we have on tour. What do you think about these conditions, and especially 2 days ago, perfect waves? Now, little bit light wind, it's been hard, but also a perfect trackless location.
Yes, conditions were amazing during all the competition. We are so lucky, and I love this spot. I love so much this spot and the island. Thanks.
Okay, congratulations, Charlotte. Okay, so coming in second position, also number 2 in the world yesterday, last year in 2018, coming from Spain, Carla Herrera. So Carla, you are a local girl from my hometown, Tarifa. Congratulations, felicidades. You were riding really well out there. We're used to a little bit more wind, unfortunately, not that strong, but still solid performance and coming in on the second position on the podium. Congratulations.
Thank you, Yo.
So how do you feel being here in Cape Verde and standing on the podium?
Cabo Verde is such a nice place. They have wave, they have wind almost every day, so it's a really good place to come here.
Okay, well, congratulations, Carla, and felicidades. So that leaves, without a doubt, the winner of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Freestyle Super Session, Sabine Bergen-Kellers from Belgium. Sabine, congratulations yet again on the podium. You appeared out of nowhere in Brazil. We didn't know who you are, absolutely destroyed it. And here once again at another strapless freestyle event, saying why you are on top of this podium. Congratulations.
Well, I guess it's a bit luck today, because I think standing next to me, I think is the best rider at the moment. But I was very lucky today to land my first trick in this format of the game. I was very lousy at Punta Preta. I still have a lot of work to do. That was completely out of my comfort zone there. Here again, this beach, Kite Beach, is really in my comfort zone. I've been coming here already 6-7 years ago. Looked totally different with a lot less kiters, but conditions are still as good as it was 7 years ago. So I'm glad again, same as Praia, and here also, these are 2 spots where I kite a lot. And I'm glad I was able again to show something at least. Not as much as I would have hoped for, but next year maybe, I hope.
You are definitely in your comfort zone standing on the top position here on the podium. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Super Session Freestyle GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Cape Verdean winners. Felicidades. Joder, ya lo sé. Okay, as we were saying, conditions unfortunately today weren't as windy as we expected. The strapless freestyle discipline, really, when it gets light, it gets even more and more technical. Let's not forget, these guys and girls don't have anything attached to their feet to be attached to the board. So they all go by feel, all go by using the wind. And to be able to produce the goods that you've seen here today is a very, very hard thing to do. So moving on to the men, we've seen some big airs, well, semi-big big airs. We have had all of the riders doing some of the best, nice front shoulders, light maneuvers, trying to get that height. Again, they've been utilizing the kickers, like we were saying. Kite Beach here, really good place for strapless surfing. If you haven't got into this discipline of the sport, you can see how much fun it is, and I'm sure you will be joining us very soon. So, in third position, coming all the way from Italy, riding Ferrara di Tony Ciliberto. Tony, so grab up on that podium there. Congratulations, felicidades. I mean, you have similar conditions at home. I've been seeing, all your Insta history. What do you think of Cape Verde and podium finish? A good way to end an event, huh?
Yes, this is an amazing day for me. It's a really beautiful situation, and the condition of today is the same of my home, with a big kite, cool session, good vibes, rock and roll.
Rock and roll, that's what it's all about, rock and roll. Congratulations, Tony. So once again, the Cape Verdeans showing what a dominance they have on the strapless freestyle and the strapless wave discipline. The last 2 riders are both from your hometown. These are both Cape Verdean riders. This is what we want to see. So, in second position, one of the youngest riders out there, Arsenio Diaz. Woo! Arsenio, vamos a cambiar a español. Tío, felicidades, muy bueno, has hecho ahí un par de trucos, el doble back roll ese que te ha dado ese momento para meterte en segunda posición. ¿Qué te parece estar con esta energía en tu casa en la segunda posición del evento?
¿Yo puedo hablar criol? Sí. Ok. Yeah. Ok. Me sinto feliz pela primeira vez só num pódio, ué. Quem está mais ali na minha terra, cool, ué. Senti contente só de lidar com o time Maltas, Airon. Gajo ficando em segundo lugar pela primeira vez. Ué, super cool, mano. Obrigado, Maltas. Obrigado.
Felicitaciones, Arsenio. So, without a doubt, probably one of the most talented freestyle riders, 2018 world champion. He's been pushing the boundaries of this sport, getting names like Airline Cosolino. Today, not the biggest airline because not of the win, but still on top of the podium from Cabo Verde, Airon Cosolino. Airon. Whoa! He's obviously better at landing on the water than on the beach. So, Airon, felicitaciones. Hometown on the podium. You've been on the wave podium, so second position, and now here on top. You're one of the most complete riders. This is why you're on all the podiums. Congratulations.
Thank you, Joe. It has been amazing being here with all of you guys. It was hard, a light wind. I just wanted to fly today. Yesterday was better than today, but still, man, I have this guy on podium. It was amazing. Congrats, Tony Chile, too. And thank you to everyone to being here. Maltas, obrigado por tudo que ele para ali. Estou um grande frio, estou de ver, mas os outros estão ali, daquele moral. E só não estou como tipo a Cabo Verde, estou super contente. Estou inspirado em máximo, e só obrigado por aquele moral lá. Thank you.
Obrigado, Airon. Okay, so one last time, what an event. This is going to go down in the history books. It has been incredible. We've had waves. Let's get a big round of applause for all these champions. Hands in the air. Last time, the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde. So coming up afterwards, we are going to have the prize giving here at 9 o'clock. So that's 9 o'clock, which is GMT -1. We are going to be streaming it live, so make sure everybody is here for the party. We will be doing the official ceremony. Once again, an event that has gone down in history books. We want to thank every sponsor, everybody that has made this possible. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bien, yo. Welcome everybody to the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here on the island of Sal in Cape Verde. As you can see behind me, we have perfect conditions. This is the start we wanted to this year. We have 39 male riders and 13 women riders battling out from all countries over the world to crown themselves the champion of Cape Verde.
I'm here in Punta Preta. It's one of the best spots in the world for kite, surf and windsurf, you know, all the nautic sport. It's the nice thing of this sport because the wave he breaks really close to the rock, but it means close to the rock, but there is some safe distance. The waves start to break like really far away down there, and then it goes tilt down there on the beach. So it's around, we can say, like 1.5 kilometers of wave. So this is really nice because you have some nice barrel, the wind is a bit side off, sometimes side shore as well. So then he gives you the chance to do much as possible maneuver on the wave.
Highlights of the day, Paulino Pereira, 9.7. He got one of the best barrels we've seen so far on tour. Then also local riders, the talent here is amazing. Titi Lopez kicking guys out like Pedro Matos going through all the way to round 3. And then of course, Mitu Monteiro showing why he is one of the hardest locals here at Punta Preta with just consistency turn after turn. It's been amazing to see. We've had such a good day 1. I can't wait to see day 2.
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Gosto tem ninguém pra falar, mas já está bom. Olha a vida, só na qualidade, é bom. Acordado noite inteiro, só tá baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Boco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na vibe.
Supermod, pode, não sei para swag, supermod, não pode. Mistura palco, swag e repeat. Manda 50 meme e repeat. Hoje é tudo se snap e repeat. Eles perguntou, liga net e repeat. É power, poder de juventude não sei power. Swag é costume, grita power. E bateria que te luta com power. Power aqui na hora de dormir.
Exagera na partilha.
Supermod, pode.
Tudo vídeo, tudo dia.
Supermod, pode.
Entro na fotografia.
Supermod, pode. Não sei para swag, supermod, não pode.
Reativa os teus pacotes PST e acumula os teus megas para gastares como quiseres. Exagera nas tuas partilhas, porque tu podes.
Completamos 35 anos. Celebre connosco.
Day 4 here at the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde. What a day 4. We have got through the double eliminations. It's been amazing. One of the main stories, Airon was kicked out in the single elimination early on by James Carew. He's come all the way up through the doubles, going through riders like Matthew Lopez, beating James, claiming his revenge, and then he had to meet the wizard, Mito Monteiro. This is Mito's home break. It was one of the best finals we've seen, but Mito managing to put together a few bows, a few better turns, and crowning himself with the keys of the castle of Punta Preta.
But then Mito come to me to say, yeah man, I wait you in the final, I'm gonna be there, this thing is gonna stay in Cabo Verde. So that motivation, I keep it for go until now.
I'm super happy, you know, like to win here in Punta Preta and to have this final with Airon. So nice, you know, so I just have fun on the water.
On the ladies' side, we have had some action-packed heats. Ines Correa, local girl here from Punta Preta, but originally coming from Portugal, you can really see the local knowledge, allowing herself to get those turns to get her those higher points. She made it all the way through, securing a second position and then going up against Muna White to see if she can force that super final. But the Hawaiian Muna White getting those extra maneuvers that has given her the first position here in Cape Verde and crowning herself champion in the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde.
It feels amazing to take the win here for the second year in a row. It was definitely a tough battle. A lot of the girls were ripping and Ines was on fire the whole day, so it was a tough one, but I'm really glad to come up on top.